you have oxygen here, you have one hydrogen attached to the oxygen. This is a special type of dipole-dipole interaction, making ethanol, boiling point of ethanol much higher, somewhere around 78 degrees Celsius. Well, this one is only about 59 degrees. Okay. So you can see that difference there. Okay. And so when you arrange the boiling point or the melting point, for that matter, it has something to do with the nature of the compound itself. Ionic compound always have the highest boiling point and melting point among all types of compounds there. Okay. Followed by the one that can experience a stronger intermolecular force. Hydrogen bonding, in this case, is stronger in regular dipole-dipole interaction, and then regular dipole-dipole interaction is stronger than London dispersion force. London dispersion force has something to do with the size of the molecule. This is 44 grams per mole. This is 4 grams per mole. So helium has the lowest boiling point. This is how you answer this type of question. For answering these type of questions, these are the things that we do expect you to know. And other things related to intermolecular forces there, we ask you the question, why does water have the highest boiling point for all of these three substances here? Diethyl ether versus ethanol versus water. Well, if you look at these three compounds there, you can actually look at them as this is actually going to be a water molecule, the mother molecule, if you will, and this is a derivative of water. This is also a derivative of water. What happens here is that if you replace one of the hydrogen in water, you end up with ethyl group there. You end up with ethanol. If you replace the other hydrogen atom in water, you end up with diethyl ether. Now, diethyl ether is a completely non-polar molecule. Ethanol is a polar molecule. The polarity is not as strong as water. Water has the strongest polarity. An interaction, hydrogen-hydrogen interaction, hydrogen bonding interaction there. So in this case, you look at the boiling point. Water 100 degrees, and ethanol 78 degrees. And diethyl ether, it's only 35 degrees. Okay. And why does water have the highest normal boiling point? Water is the smallest molecule among these three, but has the highest boiling point. And the reason is because of the hydrogen bonds that water molecule can form. A tetrahedral structure of water molecule ends up with 4 hydrogen bonds per molecule. Diethyl ether, ethanol there, only 2 hydrogen bonds per molecule. With diethyl ether, there is no hydrogen bond. So that's why water has the highest boiling point. Okay? So all of these things that we observed in laboratory or in everyday life has some explanation. And we can explain all of these observations and based on the intermolecular force, knowledge of intermolecular forces there. Okay, so that's our first learning objective there. And in this first learning objective, what we covered here is that we talked about the topic of intermolecular forces. Now, this is very important because when you get into organic chemistry, when you move on to the next level of chemistry classes there, organic molecules are covalently bound molecules. Some are polar, some are non-polar. Intermolecular force will actually determine how each one is going to behave and whether you can dissolve one in another. So that's something that we do need you to know. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with this particular topic there. And so we'll try to finish at least chapter 11 today before we wrap up today's lecture.